So we're going to cut this onion. I'm going to show you how to chop an onion. First of all, you want to make sure your knife is sharp. And if you have a steel, which you should have, just hone your knife before and after you use it every day, every time you use it, and it should keep its blade. Now, first of all, I want to show you that the onion has a root end, that's the hairy end, and the stem end. And you want to notice that this has lines. All vegetables have lines. It's the direction of their cell structure. And you're going to be eventually cutting along those lines. But first, you're going to cut off each end. And then you're going to cut the onion in half lengthwise. And that means along one of these lines. So you can either, it's easier to keep it steady if you put it on a cut end. Cut it in half lengthwise, and then you're going to peel it. And the easiest way to peel it is just to peel off the first layer. So peel off the first layer. And then you want to really clean up your cutting surface so that you don't get a lot of onion skin in your cut onions. Always when you're cooking, clean as you go along. Okay, now you're going to lay the onion down, and you're going to cut along the lines from the edge to the center, and you want your fingers bent at the first knuckle so that if your knife slips, you won't cut your fingertip off. So cut from the edges to the center. When you get to the center, turn the onion around so that you're cutting towards the center again. Just makes it easier to steady the onion. And don't cut all the way to the end. Keep one end intact so that also the onion stays intact. Okay, so you've cut all the lines. Now to get your dice, you're going to cut across these lines. And if you want really fine dice or even dice, you can make some parallel slices parallel to your cutting surface. Okay, but you don't have to do that. Now you'll cut across your lengthwise cuts to get very nice, even dice. And as you get to the very end, you don't have to cut that very end off. I mean, it's probably got a little chunk in it anyway that you're not going to use in your cooking. So you have your neat dice there. If you wanted to just slice the onion, then you would just cut along these lines. And if you wanted half moon shapes, then you would cut your slices across the lines, and they'd be nice semicircular. But we're going to go ahead and just slice this. Turn it, cut towards the center, leaving a little bit intact at the end. And then if you want to make the parallel cuts, you can, or you can just go ahead and cut right across those lines. And if some of your strips fall off, just leave them and you can get to them later. And there you have it, diced onion.